Hi everyone, how you doing? Dan here, and today we're going to have a look at what's in this package. I mean, you guys already know, you've seen the title, but let's jump straight into it. So we have got the Freewell ND filters for the Mini or Mini 2, and there's 4 of them in here of a strength of 8, 16, 32 and 64 for the ND filters, and they also have polarizers on them too, so that's really cool. So these were $59.99 off Amazon. So let's have a quick look at what we get inside the box. So I've got a new setup here today. It's the jankiest solution in the world, but at least I can try and get some new footage. So I've got my iPhone on a small rig clip attached to a piece of wood, which is jolted to the wall with my monitor. So it's quite a decent setup, but definitely very janky. But it's one of them things where I could wait for a new camera or think to myself I need a new camera and then just kind of put off actually creating stuff. So I definitely put that advice out there too. Don't try and focus on new kit. Focus on what you have and be as creative as possible, and you definitely won't regret it. You'll just get more creative, you'll get more stuff done, and you'll get a definite head start. Right, so I'll just quickly show you the box. So this is the Bright Day 4-pack for the Mini 2 and Mini. As you can see, I was a little bit impatient. I've already had a quick look inside the box, but it won't change anything for the video. First of all, we get this carry case, which has got all 4 NDs in. Just be careful when you're opening this, because the first time I did, I had an ND pop out, which wasn't great, but oh well. As you can see, there are the NDs. So we've got the ND8, the ND16, 32 and the 64. And I'll come on to which one you want to use in each situation later on. You see we've got the polarizer ring there, which is a red ring. And we've got the screws holding the mount in place, which are all really high quality. And I think the metal on the filters is aluminium. It's really good quality. So I'll just get one out to quickly show you. So you can see they're absolutely tiny. You can actually see the ND filter effect on my finger there. So this is the ND8, and I'll just quickly show you the polarizer. So you just rotate this wheel and that'll change the amount of polarization you have. So quite cool. And on the other side, that's where the mounts are. So that's what clips onto the camera and holds it in place. So really good build quality, really pleased with them. Definitely can't wait to get using these. As I mentioned, they've also got polarizers on them as well, but I'll come on to why you need that later on. Also, I just want to say with this box, it is really good quality. It's really sturdy, and I'm really sure that it's going to keep all the filters nice and safe. And some bonus points of Freewell for this, because they've thought about how often you'll use these, which I know I'm going to use these every day I go out shooting with my drone, and they've thought about that. And it's what they've done is they've made this case so small that it fits in the Mini 2 bag. So it just pops in and you can take them anywhere whenever you go out, which is really good. They've obviously really thought about that. We have also got a little envelope inside the box. So we'll get some little goodies in here. So I'll show you these now. So in here, first of all, we've got a filter guide. So this just pretty much tells you where and when to use each filter. It's pretty cool, worth a little read. It's not too intense, but definitely very good to have. Put that down there. We've also got a card. So this is quite cool. So this is Freewell's card of video tutorials, and it's got some on basic camera settings and basic drone settings as well. So definitely very useful. And again, Freewell are really thinking about their audience and how they can engage and interact with them. So more bonus points there. Now this one is really cool. So this is actually a lifetime warranty for the filters. It'll cover anything but accidental damage, but anything mechanical, so maybe the polarizer stops working or something, and you should be covered. So I will definitely be keeping this in my camera bag, and just make sure you keep the receipt from Amazon as well, just so you can claim if you need to. Hopefully you won't need to. This is funny. We've got some stickers, as all tech companies love to give out for a bit of free advertising. There we go. You get a white and a black one. So you can stick them on your Mac. I definitely won't be. You could stick them on your drone. Again, I definitely won't be. I don't really want anything what doesn't need to be on there. Or you could stick them on the box. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your stickers. You do what you want with them. I'm not really fussed about them. And last but not least, as again with all camera gear, you get a little microfiber cloth, which is absolutely awesome considering how much of a fingerprint magnet the camera is on the drone and the ND filters are. So definitely a welcome addition. I mean, I've got thousands of these, but I'm never going to say no to another one. So that's everything you get in the box. A really good selection, really happy with it. And yeah, they've done a really good job. I think it's definitely worth $59.99. So now I'll show you how to mount the ND filter onto the drone. It's really easy, but you've got to be quite careful. You don't want to be applying any pressure to the gimbal, but you don't need to because it'll break. So just keep that in mind and just be really, really careful. So we're just going to clip off the gimbal protector on the drone like that. And then we'll just get one of our ND filters. I'll just go for ND8 now. So you've got 4 filters here and you'd use them all for different things. So you'd use ND64 if you're outside on a really, really bright sunny day and you really, really need to limit your exposure. Or you might use 8 or 16 if it's just a little bit overcast and you just need to bring that light level down a little bit. So the higher the number, the more light it brings down, the more light it stops entering the camera. So I'll just use the ND8 for now. So on top of the drone, of the gimbal, you see some grids there. It's quite hard to see, but there is some grids there, and that's what the ND filters mount onto. So it's what I find easy to do is just to slowly push the gimbal down with my hand, hold it in place, and then with my other hand, just mount it on. It is easy, you just want to be careful and steady. So there we go, that's in the grills. And once it's in the grills, you'll see it's not quite aligned, it's not quite on, so you just pop it down. You'll hear a very slight click. And there we go, that's on the drone now. That's all you have to do. So I think that looks pretty cool on the drone. It looks a bit high tech and I've definitely got no problems with that being there at all. So yeah, really cool. And to get it off, you just hold the gimbal in place. Again, don't be applying any pressure what you don't need to, and be careful of fingerprints on the camera and the ND filter. And it just pops off very easily. There we go. And then just make sure to put that back in the case, which I'll just quickly do now. There we go, awesome. So yeah, very cool case, very cool box. You get a lot of great stuff here. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll be using these every single day on my drone. And they're going to live in the bag and yeah, hopefully a very good purchase. So we'll just have a quick look at why you do even need ND filters on your drone and polarizers. So an ND filter you can pretty much think of as sunglasses for your camera, and it limits the amount of light going into the camera. Now normally you could do this with aperture, but then you lose your creative control of that. And on the drones, you can't actually change the aperture. There's no setting for it. So when you go out shooting on a really bright day, the only way to bring the light down is to increase your shutter speed. And then we end up with shutter speeds of over 1,000, over 2,000. I can't quite remember how high it goes, but it's high. And the problem is when we're shooting video, is we need a shutter speed double our frame rate. So if we're shooting at 30 FPS, we need a shutter speed of 1/60. And if we're shooting at 60 FPS, we need a shutter speed of 1/120. So you get the idea. When you shoot at a shutter speed double your frame rate, you capture a natural motion blur. So when you move your hand, you see motion blur. When you have a look around the room, you see motion blur. Motion blur is a very natural thing. Now, when you start increasing that shutter speed, all your images start becoming really, really sharp and you don't have any motion blur. So the audience might not recognize what's going on here, but they will realize that something isn't quite right. So that's why you want to put these ND filters on your drone, just to bring that exposure back down to a suitable level, to bring that motion blur back. And I promise you, the second you put one of these on your drones, your footage will look immediately more cinematic. It'll look a lot more lifelike and real. And we've also got the polarizer too. So the polarizer is great for when you're shooting landscapes, maybe lakes, or you're shooting at the beach. And the polarizer will reduce the glare of any reflective surface. So when you go over water, like the lake or the sea, it'll make it look really, really blue, and it'll get rid of the reflections and it'll make the colours really pop. So again, you're getting 2 in 1 here, so really, really amazing, really cool product. I do plan on doing some comparison videos with the drone with these on and with them off, just to see the difference they actually are making and the difference that shutter speed makes. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks. Can't wait to make more content. I've noticed there's been quite a few new subscribers to the channel, so if you are new to the channel, hi, I'm Dan and I'll be making a lot more videos. Honestly, I just want to get into making as many videos as I can. I want to be as creative as possible. I want to be doing a lot of videos on drones. I want to do some comparisons, so this will be one of them. I want to be doing a bit more B-roll sequences. I really like making them. I want to do a bit more behind the scenes stuff as well, and more tutorials. So as you can see, there's so many ideas flying around, and I want to get them out onto YouTube, so there's plenty for you guys to watch. If there is anything you guys want to learn how to do, let me know. I'll see if I can do a tutorial on that. And thanks again for watching. If you do like the content, honestly, it means the world to me if you could like, comment, subscribe, and even share the content. And if you head over to my Instagram, there is a ton more content on there which isn't even on YouTube, and that's at Daniel Hall Media, so make sure to check that out. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.